What is that one simple change in your life that gave incredibly great results? Putting a treadmill near the basement TV. So many calories burned just doing what I'd normally do. Saying what if it works out instead of what if it doesn't work out. Helps a bunch. Calming the duck down while driving. Saying no. It's incredibly liberating. Every time I'm angry at someone for something, I try to give it 20 minutes before I say or do something. Usually I've cooled off or the situation has been explained. If not, my argument grievance is articulated way better than it would have been. Realizing that it's not about motivation. It's about discipline. I may never want to exercise or do chores around the house, but I do need to get it done, so I make sure it happens. All my socks are the same brand and color. Trying to match socks after a wash is for suckers. Stopped smoking cigarettes. Just simply doing that has snowballed everything else for me to get healthier. Changed my diet. Started exercising. Lost a good deal of weight. Depression is getting less. And more good things that come with quitting. Edit. A few words. Setting aside a glass of water before I go to sleep for myself in the morning. Nothing wakes me up better. Sleep more. Used to sleep 4-5 hours a night. Couldn't concentrate. Exhausted. My cycle was messed up. 3 months between. And I was sick all the time. Now I get 7-8 hours a night. It feels so much better. Use the 2-minute rule at work. Can also be 1 or 5-minute rule depending on what job you have. Everything that can be done in 2 minutes. Do it immediately. I get a lot of questions daily. Some can be done fast. Plan the longer ones for later. Don't need to keep looking at a list and wondering where to start or how to get it done. Helps me to keep focus, clear my head and work efficiently. Realizing I'm never going to be in the mood to do anything. I would literally live the life of a cat if left to my own instincts and someone would feed me. Getting things done is ignoring my instincts and getting out of my mind. Activate yourself. Moisturizer. Slug life all day every day, my guys. Reading before bed instead of watching Netflix. Fell asleep quicker. Woke up feeling better. Spending less that I make. Crazy concept. I know. 15 years later. My house is paid off and I'm on track for financial independence. Retire early. Fire. Eating better. It's more complex than that in terms of what actually changes, but as an umbrella rule, eating better will have crazy beneficial impacts. I started forcing myself to say yes whenever asked for something. I was extremely depressed, so anytime someone asked me for help or to go out, I would immediately say no and just stay at home alone. Now I say yes, within reason, and have found that helping others gives me so much satisfaction and has helped pull me out of my depression. Making an effort to at least be in the same room as my husband while he's doing something. On top of that, eating meals together at the kitchen table instead of grabbing and going. Making a habit of tracking my calories. 7 months ago I was 305 pounds and now I'm 239-241 on my way to a goal weight of 180 pounds. I've tried special diets and all kinds of exercise, but I mostly end up stopping about a month or 2 into it. Now I eat what I want, but I just eat less of it. Stopped with the victim mentality and stopped looking for someone to take care of me with things that I am more than capable of doing myself. Getting up early, like 5 or 5.30, and putting some time into exercising, like planks or jogging. This makes my day better and gives a fresh start. Getting out of my apartment at least once a week. At 23, I was living alone while working 40 hours a week, doing nothing with my free time except stuff on my computer. Week in, week out, go to work, come home, perpetually without much of anything to break the monotony. When I started finally going to meetups in my area, it took me the greater part of a year to actually go to one because I was so nervous about going to one. It helped so much. Some people are okay with their solitude and that's fine. But I'd highly recommend making yourself get out and socialize with people at least once a week. I can't even begin to describe how horrible a feeling it is to look forward to the weekend and then just do nothing for those 2 days. I started feeling guilty about how little I did with my free time. Thankfully, boredom and loneliness eventually got me to be more adventuresome. I stopped eating dairy, much less bloated. Poops are regular and healthy. Much more energy. Sometimes it's hard because cheese is delicious, but I feel much better overall. Simple in theory change. I got a dog. It's not so simple after because it's a lot of work, but she gets me walking 3-4x a day. She's the cutest thing ever, and generally makes me happy. I'm more active. It forces me to talk to people on the street, which helps push me out of my comfort zone. And all of this helps manage my depression. Dog tax. Making my bed every day. Unless I had something to do that day, I would usually lay in bed for several hours until I got bored of it. In February I decided to start making my bed every morning, and it's made me a way more productive person. Set yourself a personal MO of going to bed every night being a better person than you were when you woke up. Stick to it, and be serious about it. Look for things in your daily life you can improve, and always try to do good for your life, the people around you, and the world. It's a change as simple as asking, what goals did I accomplish today and how did I make my life or the world a better place? When you don't have an answer, you need to make one tomorrow. Changed my mind. Deciding I'm no longer a victim to the events of the past, the circumstances of the present, or the uncertainty of the future. Walking at lunch instead of going out to eat. This is in addition to walking to the bus in the morning and walking from the first bus stop. With only that and eating more vegetables, I have lost about 30 pounds in 7 months and have my weight to my ideal weight. Stopped smoking weed. Helped mentally, physically and financially. Saw my doctor and told him I was depressed and controlled by crippling anxiety. That started my treatment program and life did a complete 180. Letting go of simple stressors that shouldn't stress you out, such as getting bent out of shape over the news, extra personal stuff, for more than a few minutes. It was like clearing the malware out of my brain. I just think faster and smoother when I don't overthink inconsequential things like how I'm gonna word this comment. Cut out the toxic people. Anyone that makes you feel bad or make you question yourself, cut them out. Also, pay more attention to you and what you want to do. Make sure you are happy before trying to please anyone else. This might sound a little strange, but eating smaller portions for dinner. For some reason I grew up thinking I had to eat everything on my plate. But when I eventually stopped that habit, I ended up not only losing some unnecessary weight, but also went to bed feeling a lot less bloated. Making a conscious effort to try and be more positive. I'm quite cynical, and I've recently tried to be optimistic positive rather than leaping to the worst conclusions. I do this by making a list of potential solutions when I have a problem rather than just dwelling on the fact it happened. If I'm having a bad day and people ask how I am, I don't reel off all the bad stuff, or I just say I'm not having a great day but I think it'll get better and ask how they are instead. I pick out good things and try to learn from stuff when it goes wrong rather than just feeling I failed. It's been quite tough, but I do feel happier and more hopeful. It's not a fix-all for all my problems, but it's really helped adjust my attitude. A great quote gave me a new insight on my day-to-day activities. Let's say you have a bank account with $86,400 in it, and someone was able to steal $10 out of it. Would rather spend the rest of the $86,390 just to get the $10 back, or just let the $10 go? There are 86,400 seconds in every day. Don't let someone who ruins 10 seconds of your day ruin the entire day for you. I colored my hair neon purple 2 days ago. The confidence boost has been amazing. I'm disabled. My whole life, people have looked at me and smiled. I'm the kind of person who always thinks the best of people, so I never saw them as pitying smiles till now. The smiles have changed. People aren't looking down at my wheelchair and smiling sadly. They're looking up at my hair and grinning widely. I walk into stores and want to pull my hood down. I smile with a Ross and I find myself looking at shiny things in the stores with more confidence. I feel more able to be myself. Seriously, if you've always wanted crazy hair, go do it. $180 including the color stay shampoo, but 100% worth it. That isn't a simple change. Examples: quitting smoking, college degree, saving money, paying off all debt. Actual simple changes: less soda, consistent bedtime, Buying a water bottle and carrying it in public instead of buying bottled water. Walk for 20-30 minutes per day. Reading How to Win Friends and Influence People helped me realize I was an asshole and taught me how to be more considerate of the people around me. If it's not in writing, then you don't have a plan. Write things out every time. Stopping and actually making myself healthy food. I'm talking smoothies, salads, proper cuts of meat. You never realize how much garbage you are putting into your tank until you stop eating it. I relapsed with a Baconator last week and it knocked me on my ass. Integrating the motto, if you're not gonna be bothered by it in 5 years, don't be bothered by it for more than 5 minutes into my life. Game changer. Realizing that procrastination leads to more stress ultimately. I used to put everything off. Now I just do it even if I don't want to, and I am much happier for it. Push-ups. I started by doing 1 push-up. Then I stopped. The next day n+1 equals 2. The day after n+1 equals 3. etc. Once I hit 25, I started doing sets of 10 randomly through the day. As much as my body can handle. My wrist started to ache through the day, so I rolled it back a bit. But today was 50. Tomorrow is 51. The day after is 52. etc. Just as long as I can grow it, I will keep going. I feel so much better and have much better definition in my arms and chest. I challenged myself to go 24 hours without complaining. In that day I surprised myself in how little I had to say if I filtered out the itching. Never realized how much of a cunt I probably sounded like in most conversations. Cooking my own food instead of going out to eat. Not only do you save money, you'd feel much more accomplished cooking your food. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I never realized that I could cook up a mean pan-seared salmon or carbonara pasta. Taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Learning to let it go. Thanks, Elsa. Followed my childhood dream of becoming a rock star and started to play guitar a year and a half ago. I am still it and never be famous, but it's amazing what a creative, productive hobby can do. Living by my now favorite quote. Will tomorrow you thank today you? I try do things I need to do ASAP, including getting exercise, chores, paperwork, etc. I enjoy my free time much more and seem to have a lot more of it. Vitamin D supplements. Holy cow. Stopped doing heroin. Positive results. When anyone asks me to hang out, I say yes. It doesn't matter if I don't want to go. It doesn't matter if I want to sleep. It doesn't matter if I want to do anything else. I've found that I've really helped some friendships grow where a lot of other people seem to be losing friends out of their life as things get busy. If you want friends, make the effort. Always say yes and always go to everything you're invited to. Started to make my bed every day. I heard a speech on this. By starting your day with something you dread, think of what you can achieve after. Changed my perspective completely. Simply making my bed makes a huge difference in my day. I cut out all previous unhealthy coping mechanisms. Ducking sucked, but now I actually face my demons instead of running from them. Getting out of my room. I had to move back home for this semester of school and got into a bad habit of never leaving my room except for food and class. Now I'll leave my room for everything from working on homework or watching Netflix. I feel much happier and less trapped in my day-to-day life. Drinking a gallon of water a day. A lot of issues can be traced to the simple fact that a person is dehydrated or not drinking enough water. Leaving my phone out of my bedroom at night. Now I actually get enough sleep because I'm not aimlessly browsing Reddit or YouTube every night. And when it's the weekend I get up at a reasonable time because lines get boring without a phone. Getting enough sleep makes everything better. Waking up instead of snoozing the alarm. Prepare as much as you can the night before and set your alarm as late as you can so you know you have to get up. So much of the morning stress revolves around being late. Traffic. If I left 5-10 minutes earlier I missed 20 minutes of traffic. This gave me coffee time to sip and relax. Review notes before the morning started etc. All over leaving sometimes 5 minutes earlier. Didn't have time for a shower, properly dress. Now you feel uncomfortable and bad about yourself all day because your hair looks bad, etc. Food you're stuck eating nasty probably expensive lunch because you didn't have time to pack your own. Also going to get lunch takes a chunk of your lunch time away when you could have just popped something out of your bag. Parking all the good spots are taken so when you're late so you're driving around like crazy stressing yourself to be on time. You were 10 minutes late so you stressed all morning and couldn't plan so felt behind all day. Stressing for 8 hours over getting up 15 minutes later is never worth it. If you're not a morning person, pack your lunch and shower the night before and enjoy your peace. Learning how to detail dry specific goals, objectives, timelines, ways to measure points of success, visualizing what success would look like at its conclusion, actively believing that I would achieve success, knowing that persistence is required and makes success possible. I've achieved every goal I ever set using this method. It works. Barring some exterior catastrophe. Uncannily enough, most of this was printed on a coffee cup someone gave me. I stopped drinking alcohol a few years ago and basically lost about 25-30 lbs. When asked why, I would just tell people because I didn't want to have to work out. Then after a year I started actually working out and now I've gotten back to that weight, 25-30 lbs heavier, but now it's from muscle. I've dropped pant sizes and gone from XL to L. Plus I don't ever have hangovers. And I'm sharper and more focused on life. Jogging. Getting up early and going for a run leaves you feeling great all day. And then you're less likely to eat that bag of crisps or that chocolate bar because you look at the something with 300 calories in it and suddenly think that would undo about 20 minutes of my run. Deciding to pick up a trade. Having actual skills that are in demand on a resume makes a huge difference. Investing in a good mattress. I actually sleep through the night now. Because I don't wake up due to pain discomfort. I even fall asleep faster. Because I don't have to spend so long trying to get comfortable. I honestly didn't even realize how bad my old mattress was until I got the new one. I pretty much cut caffeine out of my life. With the exception of the incidental amounts that are in chocolate. Similarly, I've started drinking a lot more water. The latter is helped by the fact that I work in a hot warehouse in the summer, so staying hydrated is a must. Realizing everyone is an individual. Getting a scale. It finally made weight loss visible. It was just the thing I needed to finally get control over my eating. Removed sugar from my diet and cut down severely on carbs. Lost 40 pounds and still going. It feels like I stopped eating poison. Started with chemo. No longer in pain and doc says my CT scans are looking like tumors are 75% smaller after 2 5-day sessions. Great and simple change in my life. Keeping in check wants versus needs. I stopped making fun of people for just living their life. I know it sounds stupid, but it was a major turning point in my life. I was about 26 and one day I was riding the train home, annoyed that this person was wearing bright yellow pants. Then I thought to myself, why does this bother me? It literally doesn't affect my life at all. If those pants make them feel confident, good for them. Why am I wasting energy caring about this? It was like a SWTCH flipped. I just stopped criticizing people, even if it was just in my head. Not to say I don't slip up, but it was a surprisingly easy change to make. Honestly, I feel so much better. I tend to be a more positive, happy person and have felt just this weight lifted. I can't even listen to other people do it now. It brings me down. For example, I used to love Fashion Police but now I can't stomach it. Running regularly. I almost feel like a different person since I got back into it. I stopped relying on others for my happiness, especially romantic partners. I would have been saved so much grief if I had started doing this sooner. I would have been a lot less of an obnoxious person, as well. Keeping up with the Joneses was pointless. I stopped wanting things for the sake of having stuff. Stopped worrying about things I didn't really care about and stopped pretending to be someone I am not. It's great because I have so much more mental energy to care about what I really care about and much more money than I would if I was buying pointless junk to impress people. I have ADD. I have a great memory, but tend to get lost in thought, meaning that I'm not good at remembering things unprompted. The change I made is using my phone as prosthetic memory. I set reminders for weekly tasks like taking out the garbage. It reminds me at quitting time that I need to stop by the hardware store on the way home. The notepad full of grocery needs reminds me on grocery day that I need them. The calendar yells at me when something important is coming up this weekend. This may sound really basic, but it wasn't until I had a smartphone that all of this stuff was in one place and always at hand. It means that I remember that there is a thing what needs doing. I can set it so I remember that thing at the time it needs to be done. It's made me a much more dependable person. I quit smoking and joined the gym about 4 months ago. Now, I'm down 50 pounds and signed up for my first 5k. I'm feeling confident for the first time in a long time and I'm putting myself out there again rather than sitting at home high.